If you want to do exposures longer than 30 seconds on your Nikon Zf, it isn't entirely intuitive how you go about doing that. So in this video, which is a response to one of our viewer questions, I want to address that. There are a few different things and a few different ways to get there. So let's start by looking at which exposure modes you need to be in and how those work differently if you do want to create long exposures. Both manual mode and shutter priority mode, those are M and S on that mode switch position, they give you pre-programmed exposure times of up to 30 seconds. But even getting to 30 seconds may be confusing. The shutter speed dial only has preset times to 4 seconds. Those are the red numbers, whole seconds. The white ones are fractions of a second. For longer preset times, you need to set that shutter speed dial to the 1/3 step position. And once it's in 1/3 step, you can use the rear dial or the touchscreen to choose times up to 30 seconds. That's 30 with the quotation marks after it. If you're in manual exposure mode, you'll also notice bulb and time options, and that's going to be important. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. If you want to do exposure times longer than 30 seconds, you need to be in manual exposure mode. In shutter priority mode, the longest exposure time you can have is 30 seconds, regardless of all of the other options that we're going to look at now. So now that you're in manual mode and you want to create those long exposures, there are actually a few different ways that you can get there, depending on how you want to operate the camera and the exposure time that you're looking for. The first option for setting longer exposures is the pre-programmed extended shutter speeds. Now, to use this, you need to enable extended shutter speeds in the custom settings menu. That's custom settings D7. If you're using firmware version 3.0 or higher, you might see that as D6 if you haven't updated your firmware. But just go down to that extended shutter speeds and enable that. And once that's enabled, that will unlock shutter speeds of up to 15 minutes in preset increments. The increments do get larger as you approach 15 minutes, and all of those increments are shown in seconds. So 15 minutes is actually 900 seconds. That's the longest preset exposure time that you can set. Those extended speeds are only selectable when using the command dial or the touchscreen, and those only work in 1/3 step. These pre-programmed extended shutter speeds can be good for situations where you want a specific, repeatable exposure time, an exposure time that matches up with one of those pre-programmed times, because you don't need to manually hold or trigger the shutter. You have those 10 pre-programmed times. But now let's talk about the bulb and time options that you may have seen if you were selecting those longer exposure times. When that shutter speed dial is set to 1/3 step in manual exposure mode, you'll see those options as you increase past the longest time. Let's talk about bulb first, and you can also set bulb by rotating the shutter speed dial to B. In bulb mode, the shutter will open when you press the shutter. You're going to hold the shutter for as long as you want that exposure to happen, and then once you release the shutter, that exposure will end. This is good for exposures of any length where you need to have a specific end time for the exposure, but it does require holding that button the entire time. Doing that can introduce or increase the risk of camera shake. If you are doing long exposures, you need to be very careful about this because that shake can show up in your final photo. But this can be good when you need to have precise control over when that exposure ends. The other option, time, which is also available if you set the shutter speed dial to T, that stands for time, that's very similar to bulb, except you don't need to hold the shutter. You'll press and release the shutter to start the exposure, and then you'll press and release it again to end the exposure. It's more practical than bulb, and it's my choice because you don't need to hold that shutter the entire time. And if you're careful about it, like if you're using a soft shutter release, that momentary press may not introduce enough camera shake to be visible in the exposure. So you can again have precise control over that exposure time. You just need to be ready to press that exactly when you need to end the exposure. If you do want to have precise control over your exposure time, those pre programmed times aren't working for you, or you need longer exposures than 15 minutes, and you don't want to touch the camera at all, avoiding camera shake is very important to you, you'll need to use a remote. Now, if you're coming from older cameras, especially film cameras, you may have noticed that the shutter button on the ZF is threaded. In other cameras, this lets you attach a physical cable shutter release. However, in the ZF, this is for aesthetic reasons only. It's only there so you can attach a soft shutter release button. You cannot use one of those old-fashioned cable releases. There are Bluetooth options though. The SnapBridge app, which is free, gives you a Bluetooth remote option. If you see remote photography down at the bottom, you just tap that little toggle switch and you'll see Bluetooth remote control. Once you're in there, both the bulb and time functions operate as described previously. Hold that button down in bulb mode for the entire exposure, or if you're in time mode, press it once to start the exposure and press it again to end it. Nikon also sells a dedicated, overpriced Bluetooth remote, the MLL7, and if you're using that, regardless of whether you're in bulb or time, it functions like time mode. Press the button to start the exposure and press it again to end it. There are some third-party remotes also, and because these are all wireless remotes that use Bluetooth, I can't say that they are 100% reliable. I've never had any problems with them, but I know some people have had problems with that Bluetooth connection disconnecting during the exposure, and that can cause some problems. I just want you to be aware of that. Unfortunately, there are no wired remote options that I'm familiar with the Nikon ZF. You can have a lot of fun doing long exposure photography, and now that you know how to do that on your Nikon ZF, I hope that you can create some really interesting, beautiful photos. If you want to learn even more about your Nikon ZF, you can check out my Nikon ZF tutorial course that contains videos, text outlines, downloads, and quizzes. You can go to photocourses.link/ZF and use the code TUBE20 to save 20% on that course. Please let me know if you have any other questions or comments. Subscribe for more great tips like this every week, and I hope to see you in the next video.